You do not see with just your eyes, but also with your brain. Your eyes are connected to your brain by the optic nerve. The optic nerve transmits visual information from the retina to the brain. Over here, an image is constructed of all the objects you perceive. When a child's vision is impaired, this may be caused by an eye disorder or disease, or by damage to the optic nerve. Other possible causes are brain damage or a congenital condition. The problem is the interpretation by the brain of what is seen by the eyes. CVI, cerebral visual impairment. So the brain cannot correctly process and integrate the visual information. More time and effort is needed to see accurately. CVI can occur at all ages, during pregnancy, due to premature birth, or because of insufficient oxygen supply at birth. When CVI occurs at a later stage, this can be caused by trauma or an infection. The severity of CVI differs. The symptoms can vary too, depending on the area of the brain that is affected and on the time of onset. The frontal lobe controls your selective vision. For instance, when you are trying to locate a particular person in a crowd, or when you're trying to find the peanut butter among other jars on a table. But also when you need to identify your homework assignment among various notes on a digital blackboard. The top part of the brain is involved in processing visual information in such a way that we can move in a three-dimensional world, can gauge depth and speed, and determine the direction of movement. The posterior part of the brain is used for recognition. You can compare it to a library of images and faces. The posterior part on the right is essential in recognizing individual faces and interpreting facial expressions, identifying different emotions, and for finding your way around. The posterior part on the left is essential in recognizing letters and shapes. Some children with CVI experience more problems with vision in a noisy environment. They cannot concentrate when the radio is on. They cannot gauge depth when somebody is talking to them or when they are in motion. One thing at a time works best. Processing and interpreting visual information is much more challenging and exhausting for children with CVI. With CVI, surgery is not an option, and there is no medication. Some children's sight may benefit from prescription glasses, but these are not a cure for CVI. Complaints may become milder over time. This depends on the area of the brain that is damaged. Modifying the environment can also reduce some of the difficulties children experience. What helps children most is having the support of people who understand what CVI is and what it entails. Professionals at Bartimeus can offer assistance both at home and in the school environment. We help both the child, parents and teachers to find ways to cope with the problems related to CVI.